you for the thumbs up. Hello, how are you? I appreciate that. I'm just getting. How are you? Mm, God darn it. What is up with me in my life? How y'all doing tonight? What are you guys doing up so late? Oh, it's only 9. It's still early, right? It's still early. Yeah, I need another phone case. I need a new cell phone. Y'all just need so much crap. I need so much stuff. I really do, guys. I need a lot of stuff. Hello, how's everyone doing this evening? I am just getting out of work. I had a good day. Eating a lot of junk though. I'm angry with myself because I can't start eating these donuts that I like from ShopRite. I had 2 of them today, y'all. I can't eat no more the rest of the week. For some reason, every time I eat something, I have to have like a donut or something to scarf it down with, right? I have to have something sweet to chase down the food, like a donut or a cake or something like a crimpet, a pastry, something that's nice, that's good, right? That's freshly baked. I love fresh baked, like uh, cupcakes, danishes. I don't like to go into the store and get like a crimpet or anything. I like something that's fresh out of a bakery. I love that type of stuff. So I go to ShopRite maybe once a week, sometimes twice, and I get myself a big fat donut because I love their donuts and their danishes and their fresh pantry, their pastries and everything. It's so good. I must tell you, it's so good. But I had a good day at work. I cannot complain. I know these people behind me are pissed off. They're like, "You're driving too slow. You're driving too slow." How was your day? Did I go live this morning? I did. I did. I think I did. And then it just cut off on me because when people are not communicating in my live, like they're not typing and saying something to me, whether it's a troll or just a regular person talking, they cut it off. So my live gets cut off. So it got cut off this morning. I think I was at 45 minutes. So yeah, on my days off, I'm gonna try to do like a 3 or 4 hour live stream. It would be different if I had my apartment, but I usually try to run a 2 hour live stream on my days off. And then the days that I have to work, I do a live stream in the morning and a live stream in the afternoon for like an hour. So yeah, how are you guys doing this afternoon? How's everybody doing? How was your day at work? Let me know. Let me know. What state are you from? If you're new here, say hello. I talk about everything homeless. I live in a homeless shelter in America, and I talk about my journey through homelessness, through living in a shelter. Before I went to the shelter, I lived in my car for like 33 days. And no, I'm not embarrassed to talk about it, so that's why I talk about it. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. Nobody at work knows that I'm homeless. Nobody at work knows that I live in a shelter. They don't need to know. It's none of their business. But I talk about my journey through homelessness. And I do work full time. Some people think you're homeless, you have a car, you're homeless, you have a job, something's not right here. People be thinking I'm lying. I have no reason to lie. One guy came in my comment section and he was like, what did he say? He was like, when you were leaving the homeless shelter that morning, the other morning, it looked like you were like leaving out of a prison. I said, yeah, it's kind of designed like a jail. It really is kind of like a jail a little bit. It has a gate that's locked. They lock us in at night, and then in the morning I have to wait to get put out. I feel like I'm going home from like doing a 5 or 10 year bid. But yeah, but I'm safe in there. Like what I mean. I don't like the shelter, but I've been there now long enough, and it's kind of adapted to me a little bit. I'm never there because I'm always out working, so I'm never there. Like we can't sleep in the shelter like you could sleep if you had your own apartment. Like if I had my own place on my day off, I'm sleeping in, you know what I'm saying? I can go back and take a nap when I feel like it. When you're in the shelter, they kick you out early in the morning. So they kick you out early in the morning. You don't have to leave the shelter. You don't have to leave like the shelter, they have this big day room that they say you can sit in the day room all day. You can sit in the day room all day and sleep or do whatever, but it's uncomfortable because it's all it is a table and some hard ass chairs. So they don't make it comfortable for you, and I understand why, because some people go to shelters and they just think that they can sleep around all day. Like even if you're sick, you got to get up and get out. So even if you don't feel good or something, they still make you leave the shelter. Like you can't just lay around in your bed all day in the shelter. You got to be out there actively doing something. I work, and I think there's like maybe one or two other girls up there that has a job, and that's it. So the girls that work, we're pretty much the ones that can come in whenever we want. The curfew is, I think it's like 8:50. You have to be in the shelter by like 8:50, which is almost 9 o'clock. You got to be walking through the doors because when they shut those shelter doors, you have to be inside. If you're not inside, you have to stay out for the night, and you can get kicked out. Like, there's a chance that you can get kicked out. Somebody else can take your bed. They can take your spot. So they don't make it convenient for us, which I understand because a lot of people, take advantage and they think the shelter is a place because you're not paying rent. You know what I mean? You're not paying anything to be there. So they're not going to make it comfortable like it's your house or something, which I really, really totally understand that. And I'm not reading the comments because when I get to a red light or a stop sign or something, then I can look at the comments. But I'm not ignoring you guys. I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring you, but I'm not. But I have to be. I can't read the comments and drive at the same time. But for the most part, that's my wrap up about the shelter. Been in there now about almost a month. I have to look back at my calendar to see exactly what date I stepped in there, but yeah, this is my life. And I'm in the shelter now with a whole bunch of other women, so it's probably like 10 or 12 other girls there. So now since the weather is starting to get a little bit chilly outside at night, it's like fall now, right? It's going to be getting cold by next month, like October. Around the end of October, it's going to start getting chilly out here tonight. So it's going to be more girls coming into the shelter. So, and some of the girls are leaving, like some people that's in there that's been in there for a while. There's one lady that she's my bunkie. She sleeps on top of my bunk bed, and she is actually about to go home. I don't know where she's going, to a group home or something, but she's leaving soon. And she's been there, and I asked her the other day, I said, so how long have you been here? She said, oh, I've been here for 8 months. So I was like, well, that's good. At least you'll be able to get out of here. So I don't know where she's going. I know a lot of women in there got like mental illness. It's a lot of stuff going on in the shelter. Like a lot of drugs, a lot of prostitution, a lot of pimps around there. But I mind my business and I keep rolling. I don't be worrying about what nobody else doing. But the only gripe I have are the people that have drug and alcohol problems. They need to go to rehab. They don't need to be in the shelter. But see, the shelter don't care because the shelter is getting money for every head that they have in there every night. So that's why they make us sign forms. When you eat a meal, you got to sign a list. When you do this, you got to sign a list. You get assigned to bed. Kind of like you in jail. It's like you're in jail, but you're not in jail. You have to listen to what they don't really offer you nothing in there. They give us chapel every day, which is like Christian churches come out because it's a Christian-based shelter. So they do church every day. They have pastors that come from I guess they're like retired pastors that come from different denominations of, a lot of Christian churches that are in the neighborhood, and they come and what did they serve for dinner today? I wasn't there for dinner. I'm never there for dinner, breakfast, lunch. I just eat on the road. I'm never there. The only time I'm there for like dinner or something is when I'm off. Like if it's my day off, I might get dinner or I might get like breakfast or I might catch lunch, but I don't really never eat there. Like I ate there yesterday, and yesterday they get donations from like businesses in the area that's probably food that they probably didn't sell or whatever. I don't know specifically like where the food comes from, but I know some of the breakfast stuff come from like Wawa because I know the breakfast sandwiches and what they look like. So they give us breakfast sandwiches in the morning. They get donuts. I'm assuming the donuts come from like Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. They just get donations from like businesses, local food businesses in the area, and then they take the food, they heat it up, and they serve it to us. And sometimes they might make something like they might have like vegetables or something there, or they make rice, like a big old thing of rice or some beans. And they get things from just different businesses in the area, businesses that sell food. Instead of them throwing the food out at the end of the night, they take it and they give it to the homeless shelter, which is nice. Like they feed us, the people that's in the shelter, and they also feed people can come into the shelter every day for breakfast and dinner. The homeless people that's on the streets can come into the shelter every day and they can eat as well. But they don't eat with us. Like we all eat in like different shifts. But I only eat there. I'm only eating that food when I'm off, or if I go to work late or something like that, I go have lunch or something. I had lunch yesterday, but I really don't eat there at all. So, and I don't complain about the food. It is what it is. We get what we get, and we don't. We get what we get, and we don't get upset. But when you're homeless and you don't have anything, that food is good. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I wish things were different, but it's just not, and I don't complain. I'm not gonna sit around and cry and whine about spilled milk. It is what it is, but it's not a bad place. I mean, it can be a bad place because of some of the people that's in there. Because, like I said, it's a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, a lot of drunk people. And I said, for the people that have drug addictions and stuff like that, they don't need to be in the shelter. They need to be in the drug rehabilitation center. So that kind of makes me mad because sometimes you be seeing people nodding off. It feels like prison sometimes. But one thing is, the girls are not going to be like doing stuff that they're not really supposed to do because they can get kicked out. And nobody wants to get kicked out because it's getting cold outside. So nobody wants to be in the streets, you know. And I'm pretty much, it's me and one other girl in there that has a car. So thank God that I have a car and I'm able to get to work and I don't have to depend on public transportation. But I'm always out of the shelter at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm up trying to get to that door. I just like to be up and out the way before all these other girls get up. I get up at like 4:45, 4:30. That's when I get up and try to hit the road. And I know I was doing a lot of talking, and I know a lot of people are leaving. But sorry, I didn't see y'all. I seen the comments, but I can't read them. Yeah, I have volunteered at my local food pantry and are fortunate to get many donations from those local grocers. Okay, yeah, farmers. Yeah, we get a lot of hand-me-downs from like other businesses in the area, which is fine. I'm not going to complain. I mean, how else am I going to eat or something? You know what I mean? I'm just stopped at this light. Missed your morning live. That's okay. I mean, some people said it is kind of is what it is. Hey, homeless. Great to see you again. Hello. I had a good day. I can complain. Donuts are fire. I like mine's custard. I don't really like Dunkin' Donuts donuts no more. Dunkin' Donuts donuts used to be good like 20 years ago, but I don't really get the donuts. They be saying like they'll be like, "You want a donut?" I'm like, "No, I don't want no donut." Yeah, I did a live this morning in Florida. It's finally cooling off a little. I guess you're happy about that, right? Because it's hot in Florida. The shelter's fairly safe. When I sleep, my bed is by the door, and I'm up in like this dormitory with a whole bunch of women, and we have to have the lights shut out by. I think the lights have to be shut out by 10, and it has to be kind of quiet. Like nobody's supposed to be on their phones. Nobody's supposed to be up shooting the breeze or talking because everybody's supposed to be trying to go to sleep. So that's their routine. So we're not supposed to be hanging out or up talking, even though some people do. But most of those girls be trying to go to sleep because, like I said, when you homeless, there's some women that really be coming off the streets and coming in there from off the streets, and they be tired. They want to take a shower. They want to sleep on some comfortable sheets. It's not all comfortable like that. The mattresses are just crappy. Them little crappy things that they be having at the hospital, them little mattresses or whatever. But grateful to have them because some people out here laying on the street every night, sleeping on the road. Yeah, you have volunteered. You volunteered. That's nice that you volunteered at your local food pantry. That's nice. I know in the shelter they feed us like a lot of pasta, a lot of stuff that's cheap and have access. A lot of like white rice. They make a lot of that. It's a lot to pull together some food to feed people, and some people will still be in there being kind of like people still be like ungrateful. You know what I'm saying? Complaining about everything. Oh, that was nasty or this or that. I said, hey, if you was in the streets, what would you eat? If you didn't have money and you were in the streets, what would you eat? Like, what are you gonna eat? If you're hungry and you're presented some food that the other person is saying is nasty, man, some homeless people that haven't eaten in 2 or 3 days, they gonna love that food. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't complaining. I'm not gonna sit around and complain. Complain about what? We are the ones that's homeless, but some of the girls don't really be caring. They still complain. I'm I'm saying I don't have anything to complain about. It might not be something to my liking, but take what I can get. Especially when you in a situation like you homeless. If you homeless, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got two nickels to rub together. So you gotta be grateful for what you can get, man. And I'm grateful every single day for what I can get. Okay. But yeah, today was my first day back to work. I always go back to work on a Tuesday. I'm normally off on Sundays and Mondays. I'm off. So yeah, Sunday and Monday I'm normally off, and I didn't do anything over the weekend. I did go hiking on. I went hiking Sunday afternoon. I went to the trails. That was nice. The fall foliage is coming in, so that was a nice little situation. Going hiking was just, it was beautiful in the backwoods. You know what I'm saying? The trees are starting to turn. The leaves are falling. The leaves are brown, orange, green, like all different nice fall colors. So that was nice to see that. And just to be in the backwoods again, it's so peaceful back there. It's quiet. You don't hear anything. I mean, you might have people riding